I have been watching way too much Hannah Montana. To the point where I've nearly finished. Also, my glasses are pissing me off. We're gonna put contacts in. Hold up. So much better. This is gonna be the episode without cuts. Because I'm recording this on Tuesday morning. Because I can. Basically, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know what I want to talk about. All I know is... No, you know what? I do. I have a couple things. This is what's happened in my life. I have spent the last month and a half alone. Well, kind of living alone, like living with my little brother. And a lot of people are always like, oh, so you live at home? And it's like really, really mixed, kind of like mixed reactions. It's either like, oh, you're trying to save up for something, or you're trying to do this. And what if? Or like, okay, yeah, it's either people being like, oh my god, good for you, and like feeling pity for you. Or it's people being like, what the fuck is... Hello! Who is interrupting me? Who do construction now? Thank you. Or it's people trying to pity me. It's either people being like, oh, same, or it's people trying to pity me. 3 things. Number 1. Just because my parents are cunts sometimes, I live at home for free. Well, my mental health is like affected 24/7, but still, I live at home for free. 2, I don't make enough. I'm like studying, and studying takes a lot of money. Like my new courses that I will be starting in September, hopefully, they're like £3,000 up front, and I'm like, bitch, that took me like 5 months to save. What the fuck? So yes, I live at home for free. Fuck off. 2, when they're not here, and because they're getting older and they're traveling a lot more, and then I'm running their business and shit, it's more the fact of I'm at home alone. I just live at home, if you get what I'm trying to say. So it's actually kind of chill. No matter what anyone says, it actually is really, really chill. I've done my laundry all day. I've been cooking for myself. I've been doing all this shit that I've usually been doing. But now even my little brother's like helping out and shit, which is great. Which is so fun. And then also it feels nice because I'm like it's gonna sound really stupid, but like I grew up kind of not really having any friends or not having like that group of friends. So even when there was prom or people would go around each other's houses and stuff, I was not invited because I was not liked. And I'm okay with that. But now it feels really, and that for the last like 4 years since COVID, we've been renovating or we've been housing so much furniture that we just looked like, you know, in Gilmore Girls, like Lane's mum, like her house, that is what it looked like. That is literally what it looked like for 4 fucking years. And now everything's like open and empty. And I've had like so many people around. And this weekend I'm going to have like my big barbecue. Big summer blowout. Yeah. Big barbecue. And all my friends are coming around, which is so fun. And it feels so nice to be able to, like, host. And I never got to do that before because I never, not only didn't have the space, but I didn't have the people. And the thing is, with company, you do not need 10 people or 1,000 people to have good company. You can have 1 or a half. Because a phone call can count as well. My eyes are, like, actually twitching. But what was I trying to say? Yeah, I live at home. And I quite enjoy it. Like, I hated it when I was younger. I hated it because of, like, all the shit. But then even when I was, like, when I was, like, 18, 19, I was like, I can't wait to get out of this fucking house. But now they're basically not here. So I live at home alone, and I've lived at home alone for, like, the last 2 months. And I think going into September, I'm still gonna be here at home. So that's, like, 3 months on my own. And it feels so strange. It does. It feels strange, but also it feels so nice because everything's changing. Like, even, like, our living room and our kitchen and all these different things. Like, it's actually, like, becoming very much my own, which is fun because I just get to decorate how I want. So, slay. That's weird things. But whilst I am alone, I was saying this to my boyfriend last night. I had my first ever, like, day off in a really long time, which was yesterday. And it sent me into a mental spiral. Like, usually I always have, like, projects I want to do, or I fill my time with editing or filming, like, constantly pushing myself. I'm so sorry about this, but constantly pushing myself to do better, right? If that's, and we literally have a saying in like Eastern Europe or just in Europe, like you're lazy if you're not working, and if you're not working, you're supposed to be working out. There's no in between. So you kind of keep pushing and pushing and pushing yourself to get to a certain point, if that's either school or the gym or being with your friends and just catching up with them. Like, you're never really at home alone enjoying your rent. That's more of like a young person shit. I need to put my hair up. I tried to do that overnight blowout thing, and then my hair was in this like really tight ponytail all night, and now it's just like painful. Anyway, hi. So, you know, it was like my first ever day off, and I've kind of like, I've done everything I wanted to do, like DIY wise. Like, I've made my book, I've made my jewelry box, I've redone my room finally, I've organized it. I might organize it a bit more tonight. Or today, after this, because my wardrobe's a bit shit, and I do just want to get rid of some more clothes. But it's just one of those things where you know, you can't, and I'm on top of laundry and all this type of shit, and apart from that, I'm not at work, because it's like the summer holiday still, so all the people I work with, I just don't have to be there, because there's no point of it, and I'd rather give them the hours. So it's like very like, hit or miss, you get what I mean? But this is like the first time that I was kind of like at home alone, not doing anything, like doom scrolling, and I caught myself for once in a very long time. The last time I felt like this was like after my exams, and like I was leaving to go to Copenhagen the day after, so I had one day to myself, and I packed everything the night before and all these things. So I just literally had like a whole day just to sit there, and I was like, oh, okay, what do I do now? And I don't nap and do these types of things. And it's just, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I just had nothing to do, and I was so bored, but I don't have the money to go out and just randomly spend it. And also, even if I did, because there's little things I have to buy for the pop-up still, and there's little things I have to do, they cost money, but they cost money in the sense of, like, because I have other things to do with other things, I might as well just go get it at the same time, instead of going back and forth and then spending, like, 50 quid as soon as I leave the fucking door just to get to the location that I need to do and then get back, and it's just, like, you know, back and forth. So it's just not smart to do that. So I was just stuck at home. That's my point. I was stuck at home. And I just kept, I didn't want to film. I didn't want to shop. I didn't want to do all these things. I tried everything to get off the internet and get off scrolling. But it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And then she just squirted! I did not have sexual relations with that tree. It was that one. The larks. But yeah, it just everything kind of just filled my mind. And I was just like, number one, I don't think I could be like a stay-at-home mum. Well, not a mum, like it's just a stay-at-home wife. Because I feel like I would get really, really bored throughout the week. Like, I have to do things, you know what I mean? Second of all, I'm not planning on being a mother. But also third, I've been thinking to myself, I was like, my dream, oh yeah, that's why I want to get into like dreams and stuff, because like for the pop-up I have to write like a bunch of note cards. Like, I kind of have to be a little teacher and like, you know, get you guys prompts, because not everyone knows what they want to write. So I've been having to think about myself. So, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But I was just like on the side, on the thing of like, oh my god, I really don't have anything to do. I don't know what I want to do. Life is okay. Life is not okay. So I literally like binge watched Hannah Montana to the point where I'm on the last season. And it's like, I'm just an ordinary girl. Sometimes I'm lazy. I get bored. I was like, yes! That one! That one right there! And then I was just watching a bunch of like 50s films. Like I have this weird, not obsession, but like it's so nostalgic in a way, and I don't know why, for like 50s to 70s British England, either the countryside or like very I think it's because I just grew up watching like Call the Midwife and stuff, but then also like all my favorite films are Ladies in Black or Flipped, Elvis, Priscilla Presley type. So you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I very much like that It's a cozy feeling. It's a cozy, warm feeling for me to watch these types of films. And if you haven't seen Ladies in Blacks, you should watch it if you like fashion and stuff. But what was my point? What was my fucking point? Anyway, I was just at home, and then it sent me into an anxiety spiral to the point where I had to, like, cancel Pilates with Marika today, because I was just like, I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. Oh my god, I can't do this. I can't leave my house. And then I was like, oh, maybe you should go touch some grass, Khadija. And then I went on this whole fucking run on TikTok, and it blew up, and people gave me so much controversy, because I was just like, you are mentally ill because you're doing this to yourself. And I was mostly just talking to myself. Note to self, you guys really take it upon yourselves to put yourself into my shoes. Don't do that. Because I'm talking about myself in most of the situations. It's my experience. Don't do what I do. I am not a good role model. Okay? So, yeah. And then I was just like, but it's true. You're sending yourself into a mental spiral because all you're doing is stuck. Like, you're stuck in a pit. This is why I have white curtains, so then I can't have blackout curtains. I have to have specific bed sheets, so then I don't get back into bed, because they're too nice to crease, and then I'm too fucking lazy, and then I feel disgusting. I have to have flowers all the time, so then I have, like, fresh smells. I do have to fix them, because they are kind of, like, sprouting a bit much. But, okay, let's get into dreams. So, as we know, I've spoken about this 1,000 times. When I was young... No, actually... Side note to the side note. The reason I was thinking like this, and it's because I was watching a bunch of YouTubers and they were saying the exact same thing. It's a bunch of content creator girlies that have now moved to London, and they are like these big hotshots in their own cities. Like if it's Edinburgh, Glasgow, Paris, like Berlin, even Manny, we'll say. And they've all moved to London to either do their masters or do whatever. And they've come and they've kind of realised that, like, they've got so many work opportunities up there. And now, even though if they're working at a fashion brand or they're doing things that they like doing, and they kind of also have some free time, all they're doing is beating themselves up because all you are doing is comparing yourself to other people. Even if you do not want to compare yourself and you're not online and you're, like, being like, oh my god, she has blonde hair and I don't have blonde hair. It's not like that. It's more the fact of, like, you want to care. You want to care. You want to care about when you are a creative person, when you know that this isn't an outlet, it's a passion, it's a dream, it's ambition. You care. You care so much that you are forcing yourself and you are beating yourself up when you feel like you're not doing enough. You could be researching, you could be working at that massive label, you could be doing this and that in 7 different platforms, and you will still feel like you are not doing enough when you are in a big city. When you are in this big city, you are constantly comparing yourself to everyone and anyone. Even if your phone is off and you are reading and there is no connection to the outside world apart from, and there's no connection to socials, you are just constantly berated by the fact that you are not doing enough. Because everything is constantly changing, you're constantly changing, and all you're doing is the same thing over and over again, even if it's only been 2 days. This is why you are so riddled with anxiety when you are a creative. Because, and I've said this 1,000 times, creative people that do not have a creative outlet are insufferable. They are. This is why so many people are always like, how the fuck can you do it? They either give me shit because they're like, oh, who are you trying to be? Fuck you. I have like 80 fucking K that I worked so hard for. I've got multiple different platforms that I am on. Even if you don't consider that good, you can piss off. You try it. You're embarrassed to record. Piss off. I am trying my fucking hardest, and guess what? I'm not nonchalant. I'm not over-exaggerating. Like, I fucking care. I care. And I don't mean, I want to be a beauty guru. I don't want to be in that sector of the world. I don't want to be an ads person. I don't want to own a company that's like pushing stuff down your throat. That's not what I want. I don't know what I want yet, and I'll say that with my full heart. I like making the videos I like making. I like giving advice. I like being a caring person. I like being a shoulder for you guys not to cry on, but for you guys to see from a distance. And like, if I walk into a pole, you guys don't walk into a pole. You get what I'm trying to say? I like being that person that is a role model, but is also a role model that is growing with you. I can't be someone that is like, oh my god, she's such a hypocrite. Yes, the fuck I am, because I'm only 20. There's gonna be moments that I change six times, like, in a year. And I was saying this to my friends, and they completely agreed with me, because they're from Estonia, and they will have people, and, like, especially with Lithuania and stuff, like, just these small places, like, especially when you visit your cousins and stuff, you're like, what have you done now? And they're still, like, the same old for the last 8 years. And then they ask you, and it's like, babe, I've lived 6 lives by the time I've come to visit you, like, from last year. So you are constantly comparing yourself to so many different people and so many different things, even if it is not a real person, from AI to music to art styles. Just because, and the thing is, I think this is why also we are so scared to try out new things. Like, this week, I tried out Pilates for the first time, and it was so fun, and I'll get into that in a minute, but, sorry, you completely compare yourself to people because you're like, oh, because I constantly feel like if I'm starting something, I have to start a business. Like, I literally made a gift for my boyfriend because he really wanted an ashtray, and then he realized he doesn't want to use this as an ashtray, but I made this really cute little frog ashtray type thing that now he's just going to use as a tray. And it was just like air dry clay and all these different things, and it has a little backpack and stuff. But it was just a bit of fun. And then I realised how much I enjoyed pottery, how much I enjoyed ceramics, and now I'm thinking to myself, oh, I really want to do ceramics, and I could probably do it from my back garden. And then, if anything, if it goes well, I can sell the stuff. And it's like, why am I thinking like this? Why am I thinking like this? Not... A package has come. I'm back. It was the parcels for the event, which is fun. But yeah... And I know I've spoken about this so many times before, but it is true. Why do we keep, especially me, every single time I want to start something, every single time I think something will be fun or something would be enjoyable just as a hobby, it's because you live in such a big city that you just constantly feel like you have to do something with it. Like, even to the point where I haven't told my parents about the event. Not really, because if I told them that I sold out, the one thing that they will say, and I'll be like, oh my god, I sold out, and everyone around me is like, oh my god, well done, you're gonna have so much fun, and that just means people are there to support you, and it's so great for you, and the first thing that they would say is, how much money have you made? Because it constantly just comes back to, you are worth nothing unless you have a value and it's a number. And this is why I truly have never cared about money. Because nothing truly is worth the number that it is. People are only some of their parts. Never the full. And that will make sense to some people, and that will make sense to also no one. Because, whatever. But it's true. You buy a car... And the moment that it gets, delivered to your house, it's minus 20%. Then after a year, it's minus 15%. Then it's just constantly going down and down and down and down with every single part of use. And that doesn't mean that just because you have been used, or you get what I'm trying to say, or you've had so many life experiences, that doesn't mean that you are worth nothing. Your worth is defined by you. Your worth is defined in so many different aspects of your life, from the people that care about you, from the people that you hang around with, the type of job that you have, or not even the type of job that you have, not the role at your job, how you deal with your job, how you work at your job. That is the reflection on you, not the status symbol of this person. It's how that person loves you. It's what you talk about with your friends, not the type of friends that you have. You get what I'm trying to say? You could honestly just be an accountant in a massive firm and be nothing but just be a person that is like part of a project, right? And you're just another average dude. But the work that you put into that group, right, in that group project or whatever, is more valuable, that shows your worth more than anything than you actually having the status of being in that group. You get what I'm trying to say? So... that's just, like, something that's been on my mind. And also, so, I started Pilates, Reformer Pilates, at this new, studio, that's the word. A new studio at my local, I can't speak. Take a sip, Gap. I'll take a little sippy sip. I started Reformer Pilates, and I started it when I was in Italy, and it was really fun, and I would go, like, on and off, because I didn't really have the time in the day, I guess. But, yeah, it was just really fun. But this is what I mean. I started a new class and I thought it was going to be so scary because, you know, I thought I was going to be like the odd one out and no one's going to be there. And it was so fun because it was such an intimate class because it was still like a random period of the day where all the like morning groups from like 6 a.m. to 10 have finished. So then 10:15, that class, the last class of the morning, it was barely empty. So it was mostly empty. So it was me and my best friend, and and then another pair of best friends, which was like just middle-aged mums. And it was just so cute, and it was so fun, and the instructor was so fun, and it was so easy in a way. Like honestly, my core and my entire body has been so sore for the last couple days because I haven't been going to the gym because my gym is like out the way and I can't drive. So it's like, oops. But yeah, it was just really, really fun. And this is a sign that people aren't going to eat you up alive. People will actually value new people in their class. And not only does it make the instructor feel better, it makes them feel like they're actually doing a good job. And it is their job to educate you in that sense. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? So it not only makes them feel better, if there's more people in the class enjoying themselves and, you know, their moods being lightened up, especially if it's an all-female class, everyone's mood's lightening up, and then that entire workout that's a bit difficult or you're, like, struggling through is so fun to do. And then by the end of the class, you're in a good mood. So you showing up and giving it your all, even if you've never done it before, is a great thing, and it's a great feeling. So you guys should try out some new classes. So, dreams. I think this is going to be a short podcast episode because I actually don't have a lot to say, even though I've just been chatting for a while. Dreams. I know I've spoken about this before on my different platforms of what are you supposed to be doing? Are you supposed to have dreams? Like, the common dream used to be a pet, a relationship, a house, a job, a baby. Cool. Those aren't my dreams. Pickle. Those aren't my dreams. They're not really my dreams. I've never had those dreams. I used to have so much ambition to be CEO of a fashion company or, you know, have my own business or be a mum to like 6 different kids and adopt 1,000 of them to help them, or even just be a teacher to educate. And now through life, through time, through a year, everything has changed. And everything's changed and nothing has changed. Just I've changed as a person. And I see nothing wrong with that. And now I'm sitting here about to have my first ever pop-up, which is so fun, and I hope everyone comes. It's the only thing I kind of had planned for this year. So every year, around September time, I make my mood board for the year of what I want to achieve and what I don't and all these different things. And I put a little collage on the back of my laptop, or like as my home screen, if you get what I mean. And throughout the year I cross stuff off and like just make it like black and white and shit. You get what I'm trying to say. And I've achieved most things this year. The last thing I desperately want to do is this pop-up, and hopefully it goes really well. Praying to the Lord. Whatever the fuck. I don't know how to think about it. I don't know how to feel about it. It's really strange that then after this, there is this like feeling at the back of my head that's like creeping up, and it's like, okay, so after this, what do you have to do? What's next? What's your next thing? What's your next move? What's this? What's that? But I've achieved so much this year that I can't look into the past, but I also can't experience the present. Like, I've done modelling for magazines. I've been invited to multiple different brand shoots, or even just brands, not pop-ups, but events that are not even small brands, like big brands that like want my name and stuff like that. I've done fashion week. I've done fashion shows. Like this, I've even celebrated 1 year with my boyfriend that I never thought I would have until I was like 30 years old, because no person was good enough to date me. It was just, I even finished school. The one thing that I was just like so stressed about, I finished fucking medical school or medical courses that I wanted to do, and then now I'm done and I don't want to do them anymore. Like, there's so much that I have achieved this year, and I completely forget, because that's what I mean. I just go through 6 different lives at once. So now I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? What's next? What's next after the pop-up? Do I know? No. No, I don't. But I also feel like everyone else is in the same boat as me, because this is the time that everyone that I went to school with is finishing uni. And they're all either staying or they're moving back home. And most people that have moved back home, I've seen them and I'm like, hi, and I'm nice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. It's just more the fact of like, my brain has kind of clicked of like, oh my god, I live in an area now that I know no one. And that was me for like 3 years because, well, they went there. And now I'm seeing everyone that I used to know and they're like talking to me and just being friendly, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is such a shock to me. You get what I'm trying to say? So even they're in the same boat, not knowing what they're gonna do, or what they want to do with their lives. But I don't think there's like a manual of what you should do with your life. I think by the time that I am 30, which is in 9 years, in 9 years' time, I want to be happy. I want to be happy with myself. I want to have no regrets. I hate regrets. I don't do stuff I don't want to do. Money's not even coming into my head. I want to be driving. That's one thing. And I want to be driving a boxy Jeep type car, even if it's not a Jeep, or even a truck. And that is my goal. I want to be spending more time in the countryside. And maybe by the time that I am 30, I would have written something that I can have a physical copy, even if it is published or even if it's not. Something on the lines of maybe Peter Rabbit and write a children's book. Or I will have a poetry book out. We will see. Maybe stories of my life. Maybe something like Sheila Young's Alphabet Diaries. That's just a collection of her diary entries. We will see. Maybe I will have a little ceramics business. Maybe that will go back and forth and I will see where I am. The thing is with me, I'm not scared about my future because I know everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out. But I also grew up watching Sex and the City, Friends, and all these sitcoms where the first season of their lives, where new things are happening, and every single time it's like, you were about to get married and then you ran away. Or you're starting a new career in, like Harry, starting a new career writing a column for a newspaper that you've never done before. And you just get more and more famous by the time. Or even in Friends, where Jess was having such a good time with her life and then it just like blew up and then she had to move in with 3 different people and start her new life. Shit like that. And at that point, they are all between the ages of like 26 and 28. All my favourite YouTubers and content creators, they're between the ages of 26 and 28. And that's only when they got their big break. And it's not like they haven't been trying. They've been trying their entire lives. But it's just that thing of like, there's so much time. And the thing is, what I realise is, the reason it is relatable, or even you look up to these creators that are this age and they're doing so well and you're like, oh, why can't I be like that? You can't be like that because you're not their age. The one thing about them which is great, the way that they hold themselves, the way that they talk, the way that they present themselves online, most of them like Vanilla or Brittany Broski or Jaden Edwards or all these different people that I like, especially me, even the men, like Unsolicited Advice, you listen to them and the way that they speak and the way that they communicate is because of their life stories, is because of what they've lived through. You can't be someone that someone looks up to unless you've had time to experience it yourself and grief through it, or even pull yourself through it. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm not scared of aging, because I can't wait to age. But I also, there's this thing in the back of my mind of like, I know that now people are like looking down on me and they're like, what are you doing with your life? Blah, 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 blah. But it's like, I can't wait to be that age. Because by the time I'm around like my late 20s, I'm going to be doing so well for myself. And I know that. And I know that because not only am I going to be a completely different person, I'm going to understand that version of myself, and then I'm fully gonna understand what it meant like to be myself now. No matter how clueless I am now, the thing that gets me or keeps me going is I know for a fact I'm gonna look back at myself in 5 years and go, she was such a baby. I feel so much love for her, but she did it, and you're gonna be proud of that version of yourself. So when I'm trying to hype myself up, I just imagine myself older, hyping myself up now, and realizing that I lived 5 more years. So this day now, this day that's giving me anxiety, this event that's giving me anxiety, or whatever the fuck, it's nothing compared to the next 5 years. You know? Like, I literally said this to my boyfriend yesterday, because he had some shit happen, and he was, like, pulling himself down, and he's just like, I'm not good at this, and I'm like, no, you love this. You love this. Like, one of his calves died, and he's been trying for a very long time to do, like, babies now, and, you know, take care of baby animals, and baby cows, calves, and one of them died, and it happened the same time last year, and so many things, and he was, like, beating himself up, because he's like, I did everything right that I should have done. Okay, there's so many variables that could have happened. It could not be any external factor that has to do with you. It could have just been something on the inside. But also, you are doing so much on your own. You are running 7 businesses on your own. Of course you miss something. It's not possible for you to not miss something when you're on your own and you're doing all these different things. But then also, there's nothing wrong with taking a break for the next 2 years and then starting again, because you have the passion, you have the adrenaline, and you have the ambition to do the thing that you love, which is take care of these little animals, because you are so soft. You love this, you have the knowledge to do it. This is you. But just because you failed twice, which isn't failing, because out of all of them, one of them died, you still have another 15 that love you, and they've grown up to be good mothers and raise their own calves and all this fucking shit. You get what I'm trying to say? So just because one thing failed, just because one of them died, didn't mean or doesn't mean that you don't know anything or you're bad at this. In 5 years' time, I said this, I was like, in 5 years' time, when you are doing a lot more than what you're doing now, and you're, you know, you've had all the knowledge in the world because you are only 23. In 5 years' time, you're going to look back at yourself and you're going to be like, yeah, I remember when I first started doing carbs. Damn, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But now you get it. Now you understand. Now you get it. Now you can see those things from a mile away. Because you need time and you need grace. You need to let yourself breathe. So, yeah. I have nothing more to say. Shada bong, shada bing, shada bong. Bing bong. Anyway, I'm gonna try and hype myself up and maybe actually make it to that workout class. I'll see how I feel. Anyway, I love you all. Go watch all my other videos, or just give me ideas, or just text me. Text me your hopes and dreams and something that you guys are looking forward to in the next 5 years. Love yous.